Hey everybody, this is Coach Brian. Just wanted to drop some things in your head, talk about some philosophy and movement. But first, I want to talk to you about our donation to the USS Fitzgerald we're doing this week. Talk to one of our members, gym members here. That's actually TDY. What TDY means? That means he's moved away from his home to another location temporarily to complete his mission here in Mobile. Talked to him, and he said that mainly what the guys are going to need is shirts, shorts, underwear, toiletries, and just a note. If you just want to write a note telling them how much you appreciate them. I know when I was deployed, I always loved my mom's pralines, but a note that came in the mail from somebody was always the best day. So just want to touch base with you that. So let's. I want to talk to you briefly about programming and where my philosophies come from. Uh, Went to a certification a long time ago. This particular certification was taught by a 10-year NFL veteran who ran the strength and conditioning program for the FBI Academy. Also has his own strength and conditioning brand. He also runs the CrossFit football certification for CrossFit, which is now turned into, I think, a CrossFit Power Athlete now cert. One thing he brought up in class is somebody asked him a question about programming and which programming is the best. And what he used is an analogy. And in an analogy, he told a story. And the story was in the 1980s, they took all the Russian programming from all the Soviet blocs, from all the Olympic weightlifting coaches, and confiscated them and brought in doctors into Moscow and studied the program over, I think, a 2-year period. And what they found is the entire findings in the entire report was that the strongest athletes lifted the most in practice and the fastest athletes ran the fastest in practice. So there's no specific magic pill to do well. You just got to make sure you do well with what you're doing in classes. So no matter what I program or whatever programming you're following, you got to make sure that you're hitting your lifts effectively, using a good form, and good intensity within that format. Now, he also used an analogy that in China, there is an Olympic weightlifting program where, kids don't have a choice there. They measure out kids and find the kids that are best for Olympic weightlifting and force them into Olympic weightlifting, and that's all they do. They don't even go to school. This is what they do for the government there. Within that format, they kill 20 to 30 kids a year training Olympic weightlifting. Yeah, they have some phenomenal weightlifters that come out of that program, but they kill 20 people a year. So what does that tell you as an athlete? How does that relate? So, if you're doing workouts, and this is a tenement of who I am and what I try to believe in, yeah, I can push you to the outer extremes of your soul and destroy you to a point to where your body's going to adapt and want to, do better. But the bigger part of it is, what is the trade-off? Are we going to kill 20 people a year here? Are we going to send 10 people to the emergency room? Are we going to have 15 surgeries a year? Or within my gym, and this is just, knock on wood, in 7 years and 115,000 hours, if you multiply that by each person, that's over 1 million work hours. Not one surgery. Not one emergency room visit. Yeah, I've had injuries, and they've happened. I think 5 now. that I've had in classes, but I really pride myself in focusing on, number one, progression, and safety. Number two, safety within that progression. So, you know, the tenement of anybody that is in the healthcare industry, the number one rule is do no harm. So that's the biggest thing that I've learned over my period as a coach, is to do no harm, but do the best for my athletes within that model. So I just wanted to touch bases with you and let you understand a little bit about my format and programming, give you a little bit of numbers. I feel like that we do well here. If you are not progressing or having the progressions that you need for your strength, you're not hitting PRs in strength in classes, set up an appointment with a coach. Let's sit down and look at your nutrition. There's always some type of deficiency that we may be missing out on, or you may be missing out on, mobility, things like that. You're not getting full depth in your squats. All those things are important toward achieving your goals without injury. That's the number one rule. So I just want to touch base with you today about that. Have a good day, and I will see you in classes this week. Be careful with the storm. I'll keep you posted.